Hello, good evening, and thank you so much for joining me for my Facebook Live tonight. It's 8:30, it is Tuesday, and it's Esther at Stampin Creations. What was I going to say? I've got my curtains open and my window open. It's, you know, I'm feeling that summer's coming, hopefully. So welcome, Jeannie, lovely to see you. Do pop on and say hello. I always feel a bit extreme close-up when I first come on. But once we tilt the phone down, we'll go back to normal. I should have worn my apron. It's a bit warm though, a bit warm for the old apron. Maybe I should just, you know, maybe I'll put it on while we wait for a few people to hop on. Hey April, lovely to see you. Do give me a thumbs up, especially if it's your first time. Oh, I must just get that round my head. I tightened it up last week and now it's a bit too tight because you couldn't see the logo, so it's very unprofessional. Anyway, howdy hoo, howdy how. I hope you're all having a fabulous day today. Feeling quite warm already. Whew. Oh look, I've done it again. Oh, I managed, I did it. Right, so I hope you're having a good day. I hope it's been a crafty day for you. Sorry the light's a bit orange, but oh, thank you, Ruth. My sister Ruth's just come on. I know that she's just been doing a Facebook Live. I thought, oh no, she's going on when I'm trying to go on a bit later, but she's very sweetly obviously finished. Hopefully she's finished what she's doing. Sorry to rush you off of Ruth's Facebook Live. If you don't know who Ruth is or haven't called her already or whatever, she is a fellow Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and she happens to be my upline. So head over to Artful Stampin' if you want to check out what Ruth's just been up to. So it's quite funny because Ruth was saying that she's going to do a background and then she's going to stamp in a darker colour. And I'm kind of doing something similar but different. So Candy, welcome from Southern California. Is it nice and sunny over there as it is in the UK? Do swipe and invite. I like to just give people a moment to hop on, give a moment for people to be able to share this out. 42, oh, it's windy and rainy. Oh, maybe we've got the sunshine over here then, April. So, by my kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? The clues I was dropping earlier. Thank you, Ruth. There you go. Head over to Artful Stamping to check her stuff out. She's a real inspiration to me and to lots of others. So check out Ruth. Yeah, great minds. So Ruth was doing, oh, I'm losing my train of thought here. So I was kind of dropping hints and clues as to what I was going to do tonight, but I didn't want to give away exactly what I was going to do. Hi, Levine, lovely to see you. And I've then added to the technique when I was playing, and Ruth was stamping a darker colour onto some lighter colours, and I ended up doing that. So without further ado, I'm going to turn the camera. So last chance, well, not your last chance, but you can still invite people, but I always find if people come in at the beginning of the, in fact I think there's a way that I can invite people. I think it's too late now. I think as soon as you get onto Facebook Live, you've got to, there's a button that comes up for pressing invite. Let's have a look. This might send me filters. I might get funny filters on my face now if I stop pressing buttons. No, okay, let's stick to the programme, Esther. I'm going to turn you around. Bear with while you look at all the views. Right, this is the point where I normally get my stand in the way. So tonight's technique is called Bokeh. Now, I think you pronounce it Bokeh, but you know, I'm going to write it out for you so you know what I'm talking about. If you've not heard of it before, it is the look of kind of, you know, like in a camera when the light, you've got lots of specks of light and it's kind of like out of focus, that sort of look, okay? So in order to achieve this, I've gone ahead and made myself a stencil. Now Stampin' Up! Sell this, what's called window sheet, and it's like thick acetate basically. If you remember acetate from years back in the 90s when you used to sing songs at school and they used to write everything on an acetate and project it. It's like that, but it's a bit thicker. So this is great. It comes in a pack of 2 12 by 12 sheets, and you can cut it down on the trimmer. It will cut down, and Bokeh See, don't tell me, don't ask me to pronounce it. I hate saying it because I can never quite say it right. This is great for shaker cards. If you're into shaker cards, great for that too. So I've gone ahead and used my circle dies to cut out lots of different shaped circles, and then when I was playing around just now, I used my circle punches. So if you don't have dies, I'm just going to grab one out. You can use circle punches. So and it, you know, you don't have to have it spread all over. You can just even have it on one sheet. So you can just literally pop them out like that, okay, and it will create holes in your sheet. I said it right, did I? Bokeh, bokeh. I always think it should be pronounced differently. Bokeh. I've practiced that. Bokeh, bokeh, bokeh. Bokeh. I always want to say bokeh. Anyway, so like I said, in order to achieve this, we are going to use some Whisper White cardstock. Now, I did try it on glossy, rubbing ink onto glossy paper, so remind me to show you later. Give me a heart or thumbs up if you've tried this before. So I've grabbed out some colours off my shelf, and I'm going to just reuse these colours. So we've got Mint Macaron, Pretty Peacock, which is a new colour which will be available to everybody come June the 4th, and Blushing Bride. So I think it's quite important to use dark colours so that you get that nice contrast. The lighter you go, the more difficult it is to actually pick up on the effect that we're trying to get, okay? So I actually started with my darkest colour first, but let's start with the lighter colour, which would be Blushing Bride. As you can see, I've re-inked this. I was going through some of my ink pads and I thought I really need to re-ink, and I'm just giving it a good old squish around with a sponge, which you can get from Stampin' Up, which starts like this, but if you chop it down like this, keep chopping it, and you get lots of sponges out of that one. I'm just going to rub, I'm going to bring back my sheets, I've got something to rub it on. Just taking off some of that excess of the ink, and then there's no kind of particular right or wrong, it's just about laying on that colour on the sheet. Start off light, keep rubbing, and you'll get darker, okay? So we're still just getting stuck in, so do invite your friends along, or you might be part of some crafty groups that, oh, I love that sound. Now I don't want to lay down too much pink, and I'm trying desperately not to be too precise. I tend to get a little bit precise when I, you know, want things to be symmetrical and stuff like that, but I will try my hardest. It's not easy. I like being symmetrical. Not me personally, you know, my work. Okay, Mint Macaron, I noticed was a colour that again didn't show up loads and loads, so I don't want loads of this colour, but I will add some in. Again, just taking off some of that excess before coming on. Start off light. I think some people, when they sponge, they tend to go on thick and lay on the colour quite thickly, but just take your time, and you know, easy does it. I'm kind of creating shapes and circles. Like I said, no real pattern as such, or trying not to make it look like a pattern, but just an overall coverage. So has anybody tried this technique before? Bokeh, bokeh. Welcome Sarah, welcome Jenny, thank you for joining me. Okay, that will do for that one. And then this really pretty peacock, pretty peacock. Now I just put my son to bed just now, and I was looking on his walls. I was like, oh, he's got pretty peacock walls, colour walls. And it is just this colour. It's exactly like, if I took this to a paint shop, I would say, could I have the pretty peacock, please? Now, I am going over what I've done already, but this is a darker colour, so I don't mind. I'm just going to squidge in there. You can do this with sponge daubers if you feel more comfortable with that, which is the ones that fit over your finger. The daubers. Welcome Linda, great that you can join us. And obviously you can keep laying down more colour and go back in and make it stronger. The pink colour's Blushing Bride. I've got a bit of a, what's happened there? Oh, that's a cool technique. I'm going to twist my sponge and that's giving me some cool circles. Welcome, Julia. Lovely to see you. I'm going to, oh, I might do that. I'm going to twist some circles on because that's quite a cool technique that I've just invented. It kind of gives it like a bit of a galaxy feel, doesn't it? Now, I don't want to cut, I've got to be careful not to cover up all my pinks and greens. In fact, that looks quite blotchy now. That wasn't the intention, but you never quite know when you're sponging where it's going to go. Ah, Frances said the alarm's just gone off. It's 5:30 in the morning in Brisbane and she's going to get ready for work. Ah, well, thank you so much for hopping on. It's lovely to see you. And hope I can keep you company for a short while you get ready for work. I've gone and lost my whites. Oh, there you are. My white sponge. So for this technique you do need a white ink. So I'm using the Stampin' Up! Craft Whisper White ink. Jeannie's trying it now. What, this technique? Woohoo! So I'm using Whisper White, and what was I going to say about this? It's quite a wet ink, so just bear that in mind, okay? Now, here's my template. I haven't cleaned it, so I'm hoping we'll be all right. And you can lay this anywhere you want to, all right? Pick up lots of that nice white ink on your sponge, which I've probably got plenty on there already. And I'm going to lay down, let's put down some sort of biggish circles. Now, sometimes this does pick up on the colour. Actually, I'm just going to do whatever circles is on there. Are on there, not is on there. Is that bad English? Can you see? I better not move my fingers because, oh, she says. I've gone and moved it already. Now, with the bokeh effect, you do get the circles overlapping. So once you've done your initial template, here goes. Look at that. I've got a tiny smudge, but you know, you can go over that now. So at the moment it just looks like some moons floating, right? But if you go back in now at this stage, now you might get a bit of colour because I haven't let everything dry. I am transferring colour a little bit, so I'm going to try and make sure one end of my ink pad is more coloured than the other. At this stage you can go in and start overlapping, and you don't have to put down as much colour. The great thing is that you want kind of different shades going on, and also you want to start overlapping those, like the smaller circles onto the bigger circles, so you can, you know, cover them right over, or you can just do a bit. So when you do this, try and leave enough space in between your circles to work around it. And then I think I want some more. There's like a medium size one here. Let's go for that. It's really difficult, like I said, not to be precise. The whole idea is to make it look as random as possible. I find that difficult, but this is good for me. It's good to be random. So it creates a really cool, fun background. I think this would be great for guys' cards as well. Thanks, Jenny. Yeah, it's really effective. This technique's been around for a little while, but it's quite nice to revisit techniques and to go, oh, yeah, I've not done that, or I'll try that, I'll give that a go, or, you know, and with different colours, you know, you can have a completely different look. So I'm just adding a lot more of the little ones now to... Random is difficult. I just, yeah. I think just when the overlapping of the circles happens, it helps to make it a bit more fun. Now, just to mention, I pulled these out today. I was having a bit of sort out in my drawer. Stampin' Up! Used to sell, well, they do sell masks, but not these particular ones. So if you wanted, for example, stars or hearts or other shapes, you can use these masks that they sell. Or you can create your own with punches and dies. So don't feel that you're limited to circles, okay? It's just, in fact, I was about to make another one, and amazingly I found my original one, which was great. Saved me cutting out another one. Welcome, Sally, so lovely to see you. Right, so now I should really give this a bit of a blast with the heat gun. What I was talking about earlier is putting on a darker colour. So I'm going to lay that in a minute. Sally says, only just stopping by, sorry, but loving the look of this. No worries, Sally. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate you taking the time to stop by. I know sometimes it's that time of night when parents are trying to put children to bed, or if you're in Australia, you're not even awake, some of you, unless you're getting ready for work. But I try and keep it regular, the day and the time, so that it keeps me on track, and hopefully people get used to the idea of when I come on. So I've definitely gone a bit darker with this one. I'll show you my original one in a minute. And when I just switch that off, I just wanted to show you what I've done on the glossy paper. Now, this isn't the bokeh effect. I sound a bit posh when I say it, but this is just what I was laying down some ink on glossy cardstock to see what that looked like, and I used our detailed paper just to dab through this and to create a stencil, just for fun. I was playing, I wanted to see what it looked like, so that's what it looked like. Right, so then I thought, oh, how can I mean, this is lovely by itself, and I could, here's a shape I cut out earlier, I could just plonk on a label, mount this, say, on a piece of card. I probably wouldn't choose such a dark piece of card, but I'm just going to show you for an example. I could send it like this and it could be fine, okay? But how could I work with this, maybe step it up a bit, do something else to it, make it look a bit different? So I decided to bring on my black Memento ink, and I thought, oh, I could use some of my new stamp sets, but I'm going to resist. There's plenty of time to use the new ones, so I'm going to use an existing stamp set, which is Rooted in Nature. Now, as probably a lot of you old timers or new timers or people who know Stampin' Up might know, the what's that stamp set called? Not Sheltering Tree. What is it called? Can somebody type in what the name of that stamp set is? And it's been around for like 25 years, I think, if not more, in the catalogue, and it is finally retiring at the catalogue this year come June. So if you love it and want it, you need to head over to my shop at stampinstylecreations.co.uk and buy it. If somebody can type in the name of that stamp set, which I can't remember what it's called. But not to fear, because they've got this tree set is still carrying over, and it comes with dies, which is really handy for cutting out. So in the last one I've used this. I think I'm going to stick to this stamp here because I've got it already on my block. And going in with Tuxedo Black. Thank you. Oh, it is lovely as a tree. Thank you so much, Francis. Now, I think I might do something ever so slightly different to my last card. I've got one just to the side of me that I was experimenting with earlier, but I think I'm going to use this again. I might just try and do something slightly different. So I'm stamping black on top of all that colour that we did, just to have like a really cool effect on my card. And that, I love the fact that you can see through the leaves, like it's all about like shadows and leaves, and it's quite fun. Put one up there, and I'm going to keep bringing back my, this is I think, is this a new shape that's come into the catalogue, or has this been around? Everyday label, punch I think it's called. So I don't want to put too many leaves on, because I don't want to overdo it. The other thing that I want to introduce is some black Bakers Twine. And if you love black Bakers Twine, again, this is not going to see the new catalogue. This is sadly going after I went and bought another reel. But there you go, I've got it to use now. Oh look, I've got the sellotape is sticking to me. There we go. So I think I'm going to wrap this under here and just tie, do a little tie or a bow or something on this off to the side a bit. And then, so that's all very well and good, but we might want to step it up a little bit more. We need maybe perhaps a sentiment. I bought myself some new snips, and boy oh boy, I love them. I forget how sharp they are. I had my other ones for a little while and I think I've used them to death and they've lost a little bit of sharpness, but boy oh boy, these are fantastic. Get yourself a pair of those. Right, there we go. So you can leave it like that and maybe, like I said, just add a sentiment, but I have treated myself to this bundle here. So it doesn't come like this. I've gone and printed this off so that I know what all the sentiments are inside with my dies, and this is the matching set. This is going to carry over to the new catalogue in June, but you're not going to get your 10% off if you want to buy it together, and these go together, are made to go together. Okay, so you've got 2 stamp sets here with loads and loads of sentiments and sayings, and then you've got all these letter framelits, and I thought that'd be so handy to have in my stash. So don't miss out on that 10% offer now up until the end of May. Okay, so again, head over to my shop at stampinstarcreations.co.uk if you want to purchase this as a bundle. Well worth investing in if you want to have some sentiments, etc, etc. Here's some I made earlier. Here they are. So I thought, oh, what colour would go with this gorgeous pretty peacock? And of course it had to be copper. So I've cut out the word thanks. I'm just going to zoom you in a bit. Now I've got 2 hands. And also the thing that comes in the set is this as well. So I thought, oh, that'd be really nice just sat behind there like that. So I'm just going to wiggle this up a little bit more. And when I ran this through my machine, I put some sticky backing on it, so that all I have to do is peel the sticky backing away, and so that my shape is all ready to stick and you don't have to watch me do all that. Aren't I kind to you lot? So I love copper and teal. I love that colour combination. It might look a bit goldy on screen, but this is our copper foil. Okay, so that's going to lay down in the background. I'm going to lift up this, just finding some dimensionals. I've stuffed them all in there and I can't find the, there we go, that's what I'm looking for. I'm going to lift this up on dimensionals on top of there. Because the string's going to be in the way, it's going to be a little bit bumpy anyway, so we're just going to put these top and bottom for the string to go through. Sarah says, me too, the 2 colours together are so good. I know, I just love teal and copper. It's just so rich and warm, and it kind of exudes kind of warmth and comfort, doesn't it? Certain colours are just made to go together. So I don't know why, I like to stick things all on before I stick it on the main card, whether it's I think something's going to go wrong or what, I don't know. Oh dear. So I'm just going to poke out the bits that don't need to be there. And again, I've put the sticky back on here, so I can just literally peel this off without you having to watch me glue it down. Oopsie daisy. And I'm going to stick the word thanks. It just about fits across that shape, amazingly. There you go. Right, now to decide what colour we're going to put it on. So I'm going to bring back the pretty peacock cardstock. I've got quite a messy desk today, and let's just hide that a bit and like that. So let's zoom you out a little bit so you can see what's going on. Okay, so we could go on that, but look, I think it kind of makes it look quite dark. Or we've used that lovely blushing bride, we can really lift it with that colour. And just because I want to show off and show you what I've been doing, inspiration from my sister, I don't know if she's still on here, I think she might have had to go and put a child to bed. I've grouped all my, look, oh, doesn't that just delight your heart? I've grouped all my colours together and pre-cut and folded them so I can go like this. Like, I always used to love that idea of like filing, you know, like an index thingamajig, a Rolodex type thing. I loved that. Ever since I was little, I loved the idea of, you know, when you had to look up a telephone number. Not that you have to do that these days. Anyway, I sidetrack. I recently bought myself the tab punch as well, and I'm loving it. Can I just show off again? I was just going to show you something else I've done. So let me move those out of the way for just 2 seconds. Look, Look, I took the time to label my new catalogue. Oh, but this is actually, look, can I just show you something? Sorry, this kind of rather delights me. Look at that lovely rainbow colours. Oh, just, oh, love it. Anyway, so if you want one of these catalogues, message me. If you're in the UK and you want to see what's in this brand new catalogue, all the things will be available from June the 4th to buy from this, and it'll last for the year. So do let me know and I'll post you one. Okay, advertising out the way. I was just going to grab out the last colour we used, which was Mint Macaron. The thing that I'm going to hope to do is label these so I know exactly what colour they are, rather than me doing a stab in the dark going, what colour is that? Where is Mint Macaron? Did I do you yet? Maybe I didn't cut some Mint Macaron out yet. I don't believe it. Don't tell me I've missed out a colour. I'll be very cross if I have. Oh well, let's just work with the colours we've got because I can't find it right now. Well, what I could do is a layer of pink and then the layer of teal. Now, you get the vote. What would you like? Would you like it on just pink? On just peacock? Or I might have some blush. I've got to see if I've got some blushing bride, or both. So, blushing bride, BB, PP, or both. I'll give you a chance to reply. Let me know, and I'm going to see if I can search for some more blushing bride. Yes, I have got some in the drawer. I can't see any comment. Pink and peacock, says Francis. So both. Leia, says Sally. Yep, I think, you know, we might as well. This is kind of like a fancy card, isn't it? Because we've stepped it up. We've gone that mile extra, so we might as well step it up a bit more. Okay, so let me just see if I've got... keep my scraps of card in a little plastic. That's too small. PB, then PP. Right. Okie dokes. So, I do try and do a Facebook Live every Tuesday. Just making sure I'm cutting my card right. Excuse me. At 8:30. So, if this is the first time catching me, give me a love heart, because I appreciate you. And I hope you're having fun joining along. Right, I need to trim this down a little bit more. So let's go to... Actually, I'm just going to use this bit of my trimmer as a guide, because sometimes that's just as helpful as trying to figure out measurements. Right, let's bring this back and see what that looks like. So we've got a little border, and then we're going to add that on as well. Lovely. I'm liking it a lot. I'm liking that. Okay, does it need anything else? Yes, it does, and I'm going to show you something. Do you know what? I thought when I came on tonight, I was like, oh, it won't be long tonight. I'll just have a quick live. But usually ends up to be about half an hour. Because, actually, I'll stick this down and then I'll show you what I was going to do. If I can find it. Everything's a bit out of my reach. Excuse me a minute. I just got to grab my pens. Is anyone crafting tonight or today? Anyone doing any crafting? Okay, now, rather than using up all that, thank you, rather than using up all that pink card, now I don't know if I've shown you this top tip on YouTube. This isn't like a new tip, but you get either a sneak peek, I can't remember if it's out there already. I'm just going to lob the middle bit out of this. One, it saves bulk, and two, it kind of gives you all that extra card to play with. Sarah's going to have a little play later. Good-o. Good to hear. So I'm using our Tombow glue, multi-purpose glue, and I can just line it up, move it around if I get stuck. I really should have had a better surface for you to look at, shouldn't I? Oh wow, true life of a crafter that is. You're getting ready to make your mother-in-law's 90th birthday card, says Jeannie. That's amazing. Have you got something special planned? Sarah says she's been having fun with the All Adorned set. Oh, yes, I thought I saw something that you played with before. And Sally's unpacking her pre-order. That's even more exciting. You have to tell us what you got, Sally. Okay, so I'm just going to do this and then I'll let you guys hop off. Now, ooh, I was going to use my Dimensionals, my rhinestones, but I wonder whether to use the pearls. So I've got my black blender pen here, and because it's an alcohol marker, it means I can colour things in with it. Let's see what these look like. Thank you, Sarah, you as well. Thank you for joining. I'm just going to colour these in and then I'm going to finish up my card. Okay, so I think that was you saying you were going. Oh, I keep changing the thingamajigs on my... Right, just wanted to have some details. I'm going to use these pearls. Oh, they're having a big party for her, says Jeannie. That's lovely. I should think so if you're going to turn 90. Can you guys see what I'm doing? So I've coloured in those pearls. I was going to colour in the rhinestones, but I quite like the idea of the pearls because you get a nice domed shape. And then maybe like one floating up here somewhere. Right, Esther, step away from the card. It's that point that I get to where I'm like, start adding more and more and more that I can't step away. So let's just draw you back out. Have a look at that. Hopefully you've got enough light to see what's going on. Hopefully it's focusing. So we coloured in those pearls black. Look how stunning they are. They're like little black beady eyes. They're so cute. Aww. Right, I'm going to turn the camera. Wait for the... hold on to your stomachs. There we go. There. So, what do you think of tonight's card, everyone? That's quite sophisticated. There, so that's the Bokeh. I practiced it. I got it. Bokeh, not Bokeh. I keep wanting to say Bokeh, but Bokeh. Bokeh Technique. So really fun. You could do that with lots of different colours. Don't feel that you've got to stick to... oh, I was going to show you the other one I did. I've grabbed all the bits off that one now, but I will still show you just for comparison. I've used a lot of lighter colours on there, and as you can see, the whites don't show up as much as that one. So, you know, darker colours do work quite well with that technique. So glad that you've managed to join me live. Thank you so much if you're catching replay. Do leave me a comment to let me know what you would have chosen for the layers, because you haven't been here and I'd like to know. Okay, so I hope you have a really great evening. Lovely to see you. Hopefully I'll get this loaded onto YouTube at some point, so hello to YouTube if you're watching this also. I need my drink. I deliberately put it in my Stampin' Up glass. Right, great to see you. I won't keep you any longer. Great to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. It's time for me to say goodbye. I won't say goodbye individually because sometimes it takes 7 seconds for the comments to come through. So I hope you have a really good day wherever you are. Jeannie says she's got to get some SU white ink. Mine didn't come out as well as mine. I've even tried just white stays on. Or try some re-ink. That once you've got it, you can get some re-inker for the white ink as well. You're so very welcome. Great to see you, Candy. Thank you, Levine, and you're welcome, Francis. Great to see you all. Take care. I'm going to sign out now. Have a good day. Have a good night. Have a good morning. Bye. See you hopefully next week, 8:30, whatever time it is now. We're half an hour on next Tuesday. Bye.